Hey, what's up, everybody? Pat here, grateful recovering alcoholic and addict, just like every other day. Guys, please subscribe, hit the like button if you get something out of the video, and by all means, leave a comment and share it if you know anybody struggling. Right, guys? It's Sunday, it's God's day, so it's what we're going to talk about. We're just going to talk about God. Guys, the most important thing I ever did, and the thing that literally has given me a new life and a new start in life, was surrendering to God. As you guys know, I was out there struggling brutally. I mean, I look at back where I was compared to where I am already, and especially coming into spring as life is starting to flourish. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing, and it's not something I was ever able to do on my own. I've said it before, but guys, I'm trying to really impress upon you the importance of this. When I started to pray and started to pray for real and got serious about it, guys, the pain got great enough that I was willing to get out of my own way and understand that I couldn't do it on my own, and literally. And that's not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength that you're willing to accept help and turn over the reins to something higher than you are. Your higher power, something bigger than you. I choose to call mine God. Call yours what you will. And I've said it before. I think anybody, whatever your belief system is, so long as it's positive and it's not hurting anybody, then good for you. Go with it, right? But surrender to God, guys. Talk to God. Pray. Ask for help. Be real about it, right? Now, when you do, start looking into it, right? Now, meet them halfway. Start thinking about ways you can get out of your own way and put somebody else in front of you. But remember, God is our Father, right? He's literally who created this entire universe. I mean, that is one powerful being, right? And why would you not want to align with something like that, right? So yeah, when you do these things, right? When you surrender to God, you start to align your life with good things, with blessings, right? When you literally praise and ask for help and then start looking into where you can meet them halfway to make your life better, right? You got to make yourself available for the miracles in life that can come into your life. There's just so much more strength, right? His strength is made perfect in your weakness. That's something I lean on all the time. It's something I say in my multitude of prayers every day. And it's true, and what I'm finding, guys, and again, I'm trying to explain to you, but I put myself as the example because it gives you something to gauge from. I am finding my strength is supernatural because when I'm weak, when I get into a situation that's where I would normally fail, I'm leaning on Him. I'm taking myself out of the equation. I've turned my will over to God. So therefore, when I get into situations, I start looking at every situation as, what would Jesus do, right? Well, how can I be the better version of myself? How can I, in the beginning, guys, you're going to start finding you got to go against almost every natural instinct. And that's tough. It's very hard, but it gets easy really quick because all of a sudden your instincts start to change. In early sobriety, I was reflecting on this at a meeting earlier. I literally started out by going against every, initial thought that I had, and now I'm going with every initial thought that I had because in these few short months I've managed to rewire my brain to want to do the right thing in every situation, guys, and the results speak for themselves. I mean, I'm healthier, I'm happier, I'm full of joy, I'm radiating. Like, I get told this all the time. People tell me, oh my God, you're glowing with joy. And I am, because I'm incredibly hopeful for this new chapter of my life. It's beautiful, right? And it's still a work in progress, guys. I'm not sitting on my throne saying I know everything. No, I'm still learning as I go, so I continue to do these videos. I'm still working on me. I got an appointment I'm really looking forward to Tuesday morning. I'm getting my mouth rebuilt. But you know what, guys? It's one step at a time, and that's the thing. I'm not rushing out there and trying to conquer everything and get myself to a place where I'm looking like I'm doing better than I am today. No, I'm just being honest, taking it one step at a time, finding out who I am, and I found who I am. Now I know what I want, what I'm passionate about, and I found self-love. I talk about self-care all the time. Self-care is so important, guys. You can't do anything. You can't reach the levels you want to reach, and you can't help anybody else if your cup is not full, if your tank is not filled. Fill your tank. Shed your burdens. Give them to God. Things that you struggle with, if you're having a hard time overcoming them, right? Stop and talk about them in prayer. And if you can do meditation, I strongly suggest that as well. It's my new favorite thing, man. I love meditation. Matter of fact, it was the wind wasn't as bad today, so I went down to Fresh Pond and I sat in my little favorite spot. There's a little metal grate above an aqueduct, and right on this little, right on Fresh Pond, I guess you want to call it. And I sat there and just did a half hour meditation, and it just it feels good. And I'm trying to explain, but literally, like, I get up and I start walking, and I literally, all this work that I've been doing, all this internal work that I've been doing, guys, is making me feel. It's not for anybody else, and everybody else is going to get the benefit of it because I'm showing up as a better person in this world, and I'm able to do more good in this world, and that's what I honestly want to do, which is fantastic. Like, I'm so proud of who I am today. It's not something I could ever say. I was never ever. I was constantly medicating myself because I was unhappy with who I was and who I was portraying, or the act, or the geez, I can't think of the word I'm trying to say. The role that I was trying to play. Right. It wasn't who I am. So number one, you got to find out who you are. You can't find out who you are when you're carrying all this baggage, all this burdens, all this stress, all this animosity, all the resentments, all the hate, right? Let go of all that stuff, man. And you do that by finding your conscious contact with your higher power. Again, with God. Whatever you want to call it is fine. I'm going to choose to call mine God because it's a reverence there. It's a respect there. I love my God because He's done so much for me. When I look back at my deepest, darkest days, I realize He carried me through. And I've talked about it in my story, guys. I'm not going to get into all here, but if you guys have been with me, or if you go back and watch my testimony videos, the stuff that I've survived in this life, yes, I've been challenged, right? But I've also been given the skills and the strength to overcome this challenge. And the problem, and the reason I had to repeat them over and over again, because I wasn't getting the proper lessons. So if you're finding patterns repeating in your life that are negative, it's because you're not taking the proper lesson and overcoming them. And I don't say this to belittle you, because I'm telling you from my experience. This is what kept me out in active addiction and alcoholism for as long as it did, because I was allowing it to put me into victim mentality, and then I was medicating myself rather than feeling the things that I needed to feel. You cannot stop reality, guys. But again, it's all perspective. You got to understand that everything in life is here for you to overcome and step up. And when you overcome, you gain the knowledge, the strength, the wisdom, the resiliency, all the lessons, all the good from the lessons learned, and you take that to the next step. And there's going to be new challenges. Continue to rise and face those challenges and get the proper lessons and take the proper. And again, you'll know if it's proper because it'll sing in your heart. Like, you'll feel like a better person for it. If it's weighing you down, you're making the wrong choice. If you're allowing people to bully you, you're making the wrong choice. And I'm not saying go out and put yourself in a dangerous situation, but baby steps until you have the momentum that you'll find the pace that you're comfortable going at. Take baby steps until you get the strength, and then just keep going, guys. Don't rest on your laurels, right? When you have a victory, by all means, stop and celebrate your victories, because joy is a big part of this. This human experience is supposed to be about finding love and finding joy. And if you're not finding any happiness, love, and joy in your life, you're not going to have that to share with anybody else, and you're not going to grow, and you're not going to expand. I mean, some people are just born with a silver spoon in their mouth, but even a lot of them are just miserable too. Understand that you have the strength and the power to change your life, to make your life anything you want it to be. But you've got to be willing to lean on God, find your relationship with God, and find your strengths. And when you find your weaknesses, lean on His strength and your weaknesses. You'll become supernatural in your ability to get through interactions. I mean, I'm literally floored constantly. I talked about it, hypnosis thing that I did. I was able to listen 2 nights in a row to the sleep hypnosis without distorting. And that's literally because I was able to overcome mental blocks. And I would have thought that was all nonsense a year ago. Like, I wouldn't believe it. But you know what? Now I understand. And it's filling me with such gratitude and hope, because God is pointing me in all these directions. Like, literally, every time I come to a conclusion that there's something I need to work on, within 24 to 48 hours, a solution, or not necessarily a solution, but an opportunity to learn what I need to learn to overcome whatever obstacle I've just found, whether it's mental or physical, presents itself. Because again, I've aligned myself with my higher power, with God, to make miracles happen. And I'm not sitting back waiting for somebody to do the work for me. I'm being willing to go out and do the work myself every day. It's a powerful, powerful thing, guys. You literally got to invest in yourself. And that's what I'm doing, is I'm investing in myself. I'm doing what I need to do every day, but the bottom line is I'm not rushing into things. I'm stopping and I'm actually thinking. That was my biggest thing, guys. I was so impulsive because I was so reactionary, right? Now I don't. I stop and I digest and I think about it. Well, does this make sense? Does that make sense? And I catch myself slipping all the time, guys. Not with drugs because that's behind me, but I'm saying with my interactions, particularly with people I have history with, because I used to be a different person. So people are used to getting a different result every time they come to me. So they come to me the same way are used to, and they're expecting me to fall into those old behaviors. And I catch myself out of habit because that's the pattern that I built with these people, that I almost slip back up, and then I catch myself immediately because I'm keeping myself accountable. And I say, no, listen, this is what I can do. This is what I can't do. This is what I will do. This is what I won't do. And the biggest thing is, guys, I've embodied love. Love for life, love for myself, love for other people, love for humanity. And that's so far from where I was because I was so bullied by life that I was shut down. I was shutting people out, and I was clutching. Everything I was doing was for the wrong reasons, right? There are so many relationships I had to let go of, and I hope to be able to rebuild a lot of those relationships. But again, I'm not chasing after anything. I'm not, because if it's right for me, it's going to find its way back to me, and when it finds its way back to me, it's got to come correct, or I'm not going to allow it, because I won't allow myself to go backwards. I won't allow myself to be in a situation that's going to be toxic, negative, or going to bring me to a bad place. But at the same time, anybody that's been in my life that's now in a good place and wants to collaborate, by all means, because guys, community is everything, right? So this is why I'm making my entire story public. I want to be able to collaborate with other like-minded people and people moving in the right direction, and inviting new into my life. I'm loving these new experiences, and I'm getting on a daily basis. I can't believe the person that I've become in such a short period of time, and it's not something I was able to do on my own. It started with God. In the very beginning, it's funny. I was brought back to my early days in rehab back in December, and I'm like, I was actually looking at goals. It was something I wrote down. Like, what is my biggest goal? And my biggest goal back then was to find out why I hated myself so much that I would do the things that I do to myself. And I'm like, wow, man, what a terrible place I was in. That's horrible, right? Because I don't hate myself anymore. I absolutely love who I am today because I've become the person I can love. And that's huge, right? And now all the relationships moving forward have to be built on a place of positivity, because I have such love for myself that I won't allow anything that's going to treat me less than what I deserve into my life. And you should do the same, but you can only do that when you heal the wounds. You let go of the animosity, you let go of the negativity, you let go of the resentment, the anxiety, the fears. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still get anxious or feel, but as soon as I do, I realize, okay, boom, this is a situation I've got to conquer. And that's what I do today. And every one of you can do it. I'm not capable of anything you're not capable of, okay? You can do these things, but you've got to consciously do it. And you'll find once you get going, it's way easier than you think it's going to be. It's just a matter, 99% of it is just a matter of being conscious of what you're doing and what is going on around you. And I'm paying attention today, guys. I'm actively engaging with my God, with my life, with my exterior environment, my internal environment. I'm being an active co-creator of my life, and therefore I'm getting the results that I want. Things actually that my goals have quadrupled compared to where they were just a couple months ago, and I'm not locked in on anything there yet either, because I'm keeping my possibilities open. I'm going towards positivity. I'm pouring into myself and making myself the best version of me that I possibly can be. And I'm being as selfless as I can in every situation, as long as it doesn't take something from me that I need. I'm filling myself up to a point where I have overflow, and I'm freely giving that overflow to anybody in need. I have love for everybody in this world today, right? And those that are suffering, I want to help first, because they need the most. But at the same time, I'm not going to give in a way that takes from me or puts myself into a dangerous situation. You can only help those that want to be helped, and you can only help in positive ways. Otherwise, it's enabling. So there's a level of discernment. Like there's no real black or white in anything, guys. It's the middle in between where the truth lies that you need to be seeking. And when you seek, and you seek with a level of honesty, intuition, discernment, love for God, love for humanity, reverence for your higher power, reverence for your God, reverence for yourself, and a desire to do better, you're going to get better, guys. It's as simple as that. I think we'll leave it at that. That's the lesson today, or maybe it's my tip for the day. Guys, thank you so much for being here with me. It absolutely means the world to me. I love you all. God loves you. I love you. Guys, let's make this world a better place. We have the power to do it. We've built amazing things in this world, and now we just got to get back to a point where we care a little more about each other, and it'll be a quantum leap forward as soon as we're all on the same page and working together. Guys, God loves you. I love you. Thank you so much. Have a happy, blessed Sunday. Give reverence. Thank your God. Have gratitude for your life, and lean into things that are positive and cut out the things that are negative. Thank you. We'll see you in the next one.